All right, good morning, tribe. Welcome to the donut shop at the beginning of the world. The doors are open. Oh, okay. I'm trying to improve my background. Oh, there we go. That looks nice. Up. Okay. Wow. It's going to be hard to top yesterday between the extremely detailed discussion about earthworms and then last night the elderberry chemistry that seemed to go over really, really well. Hey, good morning, Sherry. How are you today? Hey, Kristen. Hey, Chris. Hey, Kimberlyn. The tribe gathers. Good to see everyone. Looks like everyone's using Facebook. Okay. So, hey, Tina. Good morning. So, my shoulders are actually a bit sore from pretending to be a molecule undergoing thermal degradation last night. But oh well. Hey, good morning, John. Good morning, Curtis. Good morning, Charles. So yeah, the tribe is gathered. Hey, Amanda, you actually catching me live? Cool. So that means you can ask questions, and I'll try. If I see them, I'll answer them. All right. Oh man, coffee. So some good news. Checking the weather, it looks, at least for Houston, that tropical depression, Crystal, whatever, out in the Gulf is already starting to weaken, and if it does come anywhere towards the American coast, it's going to probably be over in Louisiana. That being said, storms have a tendency to twist around and show up in strange ways, but I'm relaxing. Hey, good morning, Ruthie. Good morning, Todd. Good morning, Julie Teresa. Only your second cup? You're starting slow. Good morning, Jessica. Good morning, Donald. The tribe gathers. Awesome. But yeah, so instead of a tropical depression storm type stuff this weekend, it's looking like it could be actually kind of, sunny and hot. We'll see. Hey, good morning, Jacqueline. Coffee. So that really means there'll be no storm interfering with the giant alien egg rushing towards Earth right now. Apparently, there's some big thing the size of the Empire State Building that's going to fling by here. And it's not supposed to hit the Earth, but, this is 2020, so whatever. Someone kept you up half the night reading. That would be me. Hey, if I'm going to talk, I'm going to support my facts. Hey, good morning, Bonnie. Good morning, Dion. But yeah, so last night, like I said, if you didn't watch last night's episode of Merriweather's World about elderberry chemistry, I've been told it was very entertaining. So, yeah, whatever. Okay. Filler. Do you temper your Stein in the morning? No, that's a good question. Maybe I should, but I pull it. This is kind of funny. I pull it out of the dehydrator where my wife dries our dishes and pour the coffee in it. The dehydrator isn't actually running, but it's just a really convenient place there on our kitchen counter. So when it's not making pineapple dehydrated chunks or beef jerky or cactus jerky or anything like that, she found it to be a very convenient place to set things to dry. All right. Okay. Yeah, you probably go through a lot of printer ink there, Tina. Yeah, Jessica, Godzilla, right? I'm no, actually, at least Godzilla is kind of on our side. It's probably like Monster Zero and Rodan or something like that. Oh, cool, Julie, 3 pages of notes. Wow. Okay. Oh, Tina. Okay. Well, anyone, I have a new rabbit hole for you all to go down. So, pineapples. Pineapples contain a compound, a protein called bromelain. Bromelain breaks down protein. So late last night, I ended up tracking down all sorts of really interesting ways of taking cheap, tough cuts of meat and a fresh pineapple and puree the pineapple, skin and meat inside. Or not the meat, but the whole pineapple, not the leaves, but the skin and the flesh of the pineapple. Whip that into a puree. Cut your slab of tough meat into medallions. What is it? The tenderloin medallions, filet mignon. That's the word. And soak them in the pineapple puree for 12 to 14 hours. And it actually starts to destroy the connective tissues of the meat. And suddenly you have this incredibly melt in your mouth, tender, slightly pineapple flavored piece of meat than when you grill it. And so it's pretty cool. So that's on the list of things to experiment. Oh man, hog tenderloin marinated in pineapple, wrapped in bacon, placed on a smoker. Ooh. Good morning, Faith. Good morning, Kathleen. Oops, someone was asking. Catherine, good morning. Oh, okay, here we go. Faith Harper. Okay, I need to hear more about cactus jerky. All right, so let's talk quickly about cactus jerky. And I wonder if I got some cactus here. Well, over there. But anyway, so now is the time of the year. We're kind of actually at the end of the time of the year, the spring year, when the fresh, nice, green, tender pads are harvested. And after you scrape off the glochids and the needles, you can basically slice them up and use them like somewhat slimy green beans. As we progress further into the summer, the outer skin becomes really tough on them. And so you have to remove that too. Once you do that, what you have is a chunk of green liver. It's this slimy, jello-y, you're going with the inside. And it really has kind of the consistency of liver, slime and all. At that point, what you can do is just whatever your favorite jerky seasonings are. You season the peeled prickly pear cactus pad with your seasonings, top, bottom. Throw it in the dehydrator, dehydrate it, and suddenly you have vegan jerky. So you may have to play around a little to get the right amount of seasoning on it, but it's fun to do and it's tasty. And when it comes right down to it, let's face it, most jerky is just a way of getting that seasoning from the bag into your mouth. And so it doesn't really matter what the carrier is, if it's a cheap, lean piece of venison or beef or cactus. So just something to think about there. Ooh. Oh, okay. King of Random. I don't know who that is, but I'll have to check it out because I need a new rabbit hole. Okay. Nopales. Yes. Good morning, Joe. So I'm really excited. So I have a freezer full of meat and venison right now. And whereas a freezer full of pork and venison right now. And whereas I don't think I need to use pineapple on the pork, on the feral hog, the venison, I'm thinking it's pretty dry. It's kind of tough. It wasn't like a young deer. So I'm thinking I'm going to try the pineapple thing with that. But as usual, I have to go a step further, and I haven't gone that step further yet, but I know what that step is going to be. So Spanish moss and ball moss, those two weird things. The Spanish moss is the long, drapey, gray stuff hanging in like oak trees and stuff down here in the south. And then the ball moss are those tribble-like looking things, clusters that you find in trees. Both of those are in the bromeliad family. Both of those are related to pineapple. So I want to see if they contain bromelain also, because I think it would be really cool, instead of using pineapple, to use a puree of Spanish moss or ball moss or something like that if it has enough bromelain to tenderize the meat. So something to keep in mind there. Oh, hello, bird. Oh, we got a red-headed woodpecker. It flew off. Cool. I love my backyard. I don't know if you can hear it. We also have the train. Oh, well. All right. Okay, Tiffin, is ball moss... Whoops. Okay, I think we have this morning's topic. Okay, so Tiffin writes, I hope I'm spelling your name wrong. Is ball moss like mistletoe a devastating moss? Okay, here's the thing about ball moss and Spanish moss is there what are called epiphytes or aerophytes. They get all their nutrients from the dust and the air and the dew and the rain. They are only using the tree as a structural support to get them high up in the air where things can go around it. Also, the ball moss in particular, it prefers to grow on dead branches because with dead branches, there are no leaves to block the sunlight that it needs. So a lot of times what will happen is you'll see a tree and it has dead branches, and on the dead branches, there's all this ball moss, and people go, oh my God, the ball moss is killing the tree. Well, no. Generally, no, but there is, as always, a caveat. It's not doing anything to the tree. It's just hanging out on the tree because it's a convenient place to hang out. The problem occurs if you have really good clean air and a proper amount of rain and things like that, and air plant, exactly. Some dust, because they actually need some dust. They're getting their minerals from there. But if you have all these conditions, the ball moss starts to spread very rapidly because it's happy. It's got everything it needs, and so it can start spreading to the live branches, and over time, they can spread so much that just by the weight of them can start breaking branches. So it's like a secondary damage, not a primary damage, if that makes sense. Now, mistletoe is a vampire. It is sticking its roots down into the wood and sucking all the sap and everything out to use it for itself. And it's very damaging for the tree. But the ball moss and the Spanish moss, they are only damaging the tree due to weight. That's one of the things in my classes. I point out that if you're wondering about the overall cleanliness of an area, look for ball moss and Spanish moss because they are very susceptible to toxins like in the air, in the water, in the rain. And if they're growing well, that's a good sign that the whole ecosystem is clean. So good question there. Okay. But yeah, one of the things that's really common for people to do is they'll collect ball moss and then hot glue gun it to a piece of driftwood and then sell it to people to have live plants in their bathroom, because in the bathroom, you got the humidity from the shower. Hopefully you got some light, fluorescent lights or a window, things like that. And so, it's what the plant needs. Oh, cool, Ricardo. Yeah, and there's also a ton of all sorts of really cool health benefits, especially some anti-cancer stuff. That's really, really neat with the ball moss. And I see Ricardo, just our herbalist here, just made a ball moss tincture last night. It's so cool. Kelly, how do you get rid of mistletoe? That's the problem, because a lot of times the mistletoe is going to be way up on a branch that you can't reach, because really you need to cut it off the tree if you're worried about it. Now, it is part of the whole cycle of life, circle of life sort of thing. But if you are having an issue with mistletoe killing your trees and spreading, birds love the berries. And so they stick them around to other trees and the mistletoe grows. So Really, once you see the mistletoe on the tree, its roots are already in the tree. There's not a lot you can do to spray on it. That also is not going to hurt the tree. Really, all you can do is cut it off. Jordan, how much sunlight does a ball moss need? Generally, think of it as a partial shade plant, because in the trees, it's still going to be shaded at least half the day, depending, where the sun and everything is coming from. So consider them the same partial shade as any other landscaping plant on the whole partial shade. Partial shade. So like maybe 4 hours direct sunlight a day. Beyond that, it's not a whole lot. Hey, Ruthie, speaking of classes, I got contact information for Lake Brownwood State Park. Okay, cool. Thank you. Yeah, it's amazing how much mistletoe. There's mistletoe in our neighborhood quite a bit. But yeah, here on the north side of Houston. But yeah, I didn't realize how much mistletoe was around until I came down to Texas. Oh, hey, Michelle, that's a cool idea. Yeah, 20. So just shooting it off the trees, assuming you have nothing around you where the bullet's going to, come down later. But cool. I like that idea. Okay, Terry, are there. Ooh, let's put this up here. Whoops. Ah, just a minute. We'll get to you, Tiffin, in a second. Okay, are there any beneficial uses of mistletoe? The European mistletoe has a long history of very cautious medicinal use. There's a number of poisonous compounds in mistletoe, but often with herbal medicine, the difference between healing and poisoning is due to the dosage, and so you have to be very careful with it. Now, people used to assume the same was going on with the North American mistletoe, but some studies, some studies have shown that the chemistry of the North American mistletoes are different than the European mistletoes, and so frankly, no one. How do I put this? I have not found a trustworthy or a source that I feel is trustworthy enough on the medicinal uses of North American mistletoes to really do anything with them. So I know it was kind of a roundabout answer, but long story short, no, unless good way to kiss your wife, around the Christmas season. Okay. Oh man, yeah, Shangri-La. That's a beautiful place there. But wait, there was okay. Here we go. Okay, another question. I want to bring beneficial shrub to my foundation, highly alkaline. Will the Calla Capra, the American beautyberry, work? No. The beautyberry really prefers acidic acidic soils. That's why if you go up into the Sam Houston and the pine areas, it's absolutely also loaded with the American beautyberry. I'd have to think on that. When you say beneficial, are you saying beneficial to yourself, beneficial to insects, beneficial to birds? Who exactly are benefiting? I'm assuming yourself, but I'm not so human centric to assume that with everyone. One thing you might look into, of course, is rosemary. Have at least one good clump of rosemary growing there. Alkaline. It also depends on how much sun you have. But if you could get some agarita, does well in that, and different herbs. I'm really picturing more of an herb garden, but I can understand the shrubs. Oh, some milkweed. The different varieties of milkweed actually do well in alkaline soils. Dill, fennel, things like that. So yeah, probably not exactly enough information that you wanted, but we'll go with that. Okay. Hey, good morning, Laura. Good morning, Annette. Oh, hey, yeah. Where is Renee Perry? I haven't seen her in a while. Oh, yeah, magnolias can be issues. So it's too close shade, overhead sun for 3 hours. Yeah, okay. What part of Texas are you in? Also, Tiffin, if that will help, because there's 11 different ecological zones in Texas, each with its own sort of plant preferred plants. Texas is amazingly complex. All right. Bum. Yeah, the Shangri-La in Orange is an amazing place. I would love to teach there. Um, like I said, years ago, they contacted me, but we could never work out a schedule. Hey, good morning, Connie. Oh, Katy. Okay. Tiffin is in Katy, Texas. So yeah, you're basically the Texas version. Um, it might be difficult to get agarita. Oh, a roselle, hibiscus, the Turk's cap, but you're gonna have to prune it because otherwise it's gonna go crazy. Um, those would be the main choices. So a Turk's cap, rosemary, the probably some echinacea. That might do some well there. And then like the normal butterfly weed that they sell around here. Okay. Hmm. Dang, we're already 20 minutes in. Actually, more because I started early. Yeah. So the last night, the presentation, man, I'd forgotten what it was like to do an in-depth thing like that with all sorts of links and stuff. It took a long time to get that ready. Hey, good morning, Serenity. Didn't see you sneak in. What? Huh. Okay, Kathleen, that's surprising that you're not finding Turk's cap. Have you tried Buchanan's? I was there a few weeks ago and they still had some. Buchanan's native plants in the Heights. It'd be probably one of the closer ones to you. Other than that, I mean, even the Lowe's and Home Depot, surprisingly enough, have carried them. But with all the pesticides and stuff they pour into those, you may not want to buy it from there. But yeah, look at the native plant nurseries around here. There's like Plants for All Seasons, Cornelius Moss Nursery down in Kemah, the Arborgate Nursery up in Tomball. They all have really good stuff. Oh, you just went to Buchanan's last week. They didn't have any there? I'm surprised. Okay. Oh, here's a good question. Kristen, should I use a carrier like Brandy when making an infused honey? I have a ton of lemon balm, but I've never tried my hand at honey. No, you really don't. The nice thing about actually, you kind of want to avoid adding things like alcohol to honey, because there's a number of really cool enzymes in honey that add to its overall medicinal abilities and properties. And when you start mixing alcohol in them, you can reduce the activity of these enzymes. Now, going the other route and adding honey to alcohol, you're already like giving up the enzymes at that point. So it works well and it helps to improve the flavor. But really, most of the herbs you can just powder and then stick in the honey, mix it in. Now, one thing you may find with the powdered herbs, and sorry, something was biting my ankle. With the powdered herbs is if you grind them too fine, they end up working their way back up to the top of the honey. And if you grind them too large, they kind of sink down. The main trick, and something that Uncommon Bees has mastered, is they have the ability to tune the size of their grinds so they can get the plant so it disperses all the way through the honey. So just something to try there, Kristen. Just grind it up into a powder, let it dry, let the plant dry, air dry, hang dry. Grind it in some sort of food processor or spice grinder and mix it in the honey, and away you go. And that you don't need a carrier like Brandy or anything like that in there. Yeah, Arbor Gate was awesome. I used to work down the road from them in Tomball, And so many a lunch hour was spent there spending money I didn't have. Okay. Jacqueline, I don't know if you're talking to me or someone else, but I feel like I have short circuits a lot of times in my brain. One of the other nice things about Turk's Cap is it roots well, either from a cutting just in water, but also if you just bend a branch over and bury part of the branch. So you got a branch, here's the end, here's the mother plant, put a clump of dirt on the top there, stake it down, and then this is going to keep growing, and this part is going to put down roots, and then you can cut it off here and transplant it wherever you want. Oh, okay, Jacqueline. Cool. It's what got me where I am today. My memory, my ability, standing in my backyard talking to an old computer, to an amazing tribe. So I'm kind of pleased with it. Ooh. So okay. Confessions times. Sorry, I got little cuts and nicks on me. After last night's show, I was thinking, wow, I love this. I was so excited and pumped up and full of energy from the tribe. And it showed me, yeah, I'm kind of on the right path. So I said, Confessions of a Megalomaniac. Tina Marie may not agree with this, but I am extremely egotistical. My kids will vouch for that. And it has led me to want to change the world. I think the world needs some changes. And my way of doing this, the change I'm trying to bring, is to open people's eyes to how miraculous this world around us is, how amazing and complex and perfectly tuned it is, and bring them back into connection with this. And so y'all, your tribe, you're just like the first wave. I'm trying to show you how amazing the world you live in is, and how wonderful it is, and hopefully it will help people stop screwing it up. So trying to change the world. Okay, anyway, what else do we got here? Kind of like a mad scientist who loves plants. Oh, I gotta shout out. So remember, I'm still we got another week left on collecting donations to put your name into a hat to get a copy of either Idiot's Guide Foraging or the 2 foraging bandanas. If you go over to foragingtexas.com, up at the top there's a link to send donations. I'm trying to get new computer because what I am using is ancient and sucks. So I have the exact computer and some other equipment that I'm trying to get, a hard drive backup, and then a replacement hard drive for my notebook where I'm doing this stuff, and just trying to bring my computer systems into modern times. And so if you donate $5 or more, your name goes into the drawing. So Chris Hamblin, you've seen him pop up here. He's actually the one who will be sending you a copy of the book. Once we draw, everyone who donates, their name goes in a hat, and I'm dry it up. We'll do it live here. Hey, Michelle, I'm kind of bummed, Michelle, that you came down here and saw your kids, but you didn't go out drinking with me. Bad Michelle. I have to spank you next time. Anyway, yes, yep. Oh man. Sorry, people are quoting Pinky in the Brain. I love Pinky in the Brain. Oh, we got a helicopter. I can't see it. I'm assuming that's not you, Chris, because you're here on the thing here. Hey, good morning, April. Ignore anything you heard about spankings. No, I was here. I was down in the Heights, but anyway. Oh, okay. So, just a word about Chris Hamblin, the guy that's doing this. He's actually going to be a guest on Merryweather's World, hopefully soon. We're just about done with the elderberry, so after that, and he is a helicopter pilot and does helicopter type stuff all around, here. But he's also deeply involved with elephant. I don't know, not elephant survival, but there's elephant protective services in Africa. And so I'm going to have him on. We're going to talk about elephants and what you can do to help the elephants and things like that. Really awesome dude. So I'm looking forward to that. Oh, okay. Kimberly and family looking for information on Greenbrier. Oh, cool. Boy. Oh, man. Wow, my shoulders are still hurting. I got to stop like interpretive dance chemistry. That's hard on the body. I was a loud helicopter. I don't know if it was loud to y'all, but it was loud to me. No, see, Jacqueline, let me put this up here because she lists some really good authors. What's egotistical is thinking I can do it. I'm thinking, okay, this is how egotistical I am. This list of authors you put here, Jacqueline, I'm hoping someday in the future when they're listing people like this, they also go, Mark Whataburger or something like that. So, oh wait, you actually put my name there. Okay, yeah, exactly. So there you go. Yeah, you are feeding my ego. I like that. Probably no one else in the family will, but so be it. Kathleen, that's a scary thought. I can only imagine interpretive dance nursing. That sounds dangerous, at least when you're doing the needle stuff. Oh man. Oh, mosquito. Okay. Okay. 7:58. We're getting to the end here. So, yeah, at my old job, actually 2 jobs ago, that they used to refer to me as Dr. Whataburger because no one could say my name. It's growing up, I got a lot of crap for the name Vorderbruggen. A lot of people just thought that was a name that deserved ridicule and abuse. Until I outgrew all of them and one day decided, okay, enough of this, threw a kid down 2 flights of stairs, and then went down, dragged him back up to the top and threw him down 2 flights of stairs again. After that, everyone just kind of, decided to leave the giant alone. So that's fine. But since then, I've come to realize in the world, a name is a name. Have pride maybe, but it's not worth getting upset over if someone mispronounces or doesn't quite know how to say your name. Kristen, yeah, I can believe it. So, I mean, people just look at Vorderbruggen and panic. It's fun. Whenever anyone's taking attendance, there is the Vorderbruggen pause. And some of you others probably know that too. Oh, so, well, okay. Kathleen. So, they'll be saying, da-da-da, da-da-da, Mark, and then a pause and a look of confusion. It's like, here, it's Vorderbruggen. No, they don't pronounce, they spell Merryweather. Well, I spelled Merryweather wrong years ago. I added extra R's in there to kind of make up for moving away from the name Vorderbruggen. And now it comes back to haunt me because if people are searching for Merryweather, they're searching for every version of the spelling of that name except they use the version I use. So be it. Okay, 8 a.m. Time to go. Got work to do. I will be here again. Today's Thursday, so you got me again tomorrow talking about Lord knows what. Whoop, hanging with the tribe and wreaking havoc everywhere I go. No. So until then, have a great day. Remember, we're Vorderbruggen is my last name. Yeah. Here, let me do one thing here. So it's only 13 letters. So there's my last name. Okay. With that, I really got to go. Lots to do. So take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Tribe, love you, and see you tomorrow. All right. Goodbye.